Thank you, Dimitrios, for the very good transition to my presentation. So, as you said, there is a lot of knowledge around, and many railway infrastructures are working on similar topics. And there are also knowledge gaps. So, as you said, there is no widely accepted roughness growth prediction model. So that's what we're trying to address in our working group. And that's the topic of my presentation today, the Acoustic Rail Roughness Working Group as a part of the noise and vibration sector of UIC. So first, I'm beginning with a reminder on the importance of the rail roughness for the noise. So I'm not gonna repeat, we saw this picture many times already. Here the key point is that the rolling noise starts with the generation, it starts with the excitation of the system, which is created by the roughness of the wheel and the rail. And there are different measures to reduce the rolling noise, like the composite brake blocks or noise barriers, or we can have rail pads. And in our work, we now want to focus on the rail roughness to address the issue directly at the source. So our working group was created in May of last year as a platform of exchange on rail roughness issues related to noise. And at the moment, we have around 25 participants from 14 railway companies. So if you are a UIC member and you're not yet part of our working group, you're welcome to join us. Our activities, we do roundtables on topics of interest, like we did first an overview of the members' activities and a specific roundtable on measurement methods. And also we participate in workshops, like last year we participated in the IDFM. And we are planning to work on international projects. That's what I'm going to talk about in the next slides. So here's some pictures of the IDFM. I was a workshop organized in this very same room with several sessions on several topics, among which the rail roughness. And as an output of this IDFM, we came out with the idea for an opt-in proposal, which is a UIC project. It's called opt-in because the participants, the members can choose if they want to participate. So at the moment, the project is, it's a draft of a proposal, but I'm gonna present you what we're planning to work on. So the first part of the project deals with the reprofiling. Why is this an issue? As you can see on the picture on your right, you can see the roughness before grinding and after grinding. And you see that the reprofiling leaves some periodic pattern at the surface of the rail. And this can lead to the emergence of tonal noise, which can lead to more complaints from the residents. Also on the picture below, you can see the acoustic rail roughness as a single value indicator as we calculated in Switzerland in function of the tonnage since last grinding. And you see that it's very high just after grinding. So that's what we want to address in this first part of the project. Because currently there is no currently recognized way to assess the acoustic performance of the reprofiling. And there are two existing studies on this topic, one by Fabian Letourneau and one by Jürg Roth-Hemmel. And we want to also base on those studies our work. And the second part of the project will be about the monitoring of the rail roughness. So this is necessary to better understand the impact of the rail roughness on the noise, and also to better understand the rail roughness growth mechanisms. And this will enable to optimize the noise reduction strategies and to address the complaints from the line-side residents. Also, furthermore, it will enable to detect the corrugated sites. So if you want to do monitoring of the roughness, you have several options. You can do punctual measurements at one place, that's what I call the on-site systems. Many countries are using straight-edge devices like trolleys. And on the other hand, you can use onboard systems, which enable to collect a much larger quantity of data. These can be optical systems like the one we're developing in Switzerland at the ETH Zurich, or very widely used accelerometers and microphones on the trades. And here the problem is there is no standard or guideline to describe the methodology for those onboard measurements. So that's what we want to address in the second part of the project. So that's a summary of our proposal. In the first work package, we aim at finding an indicator for the acoustic quality of the profiling. Here I want to emphasize that it will not be a limit value. The railways should be free to set their own limit values, but rather it will be a methodology to assess how good is the grinding in relation to the noise. This will facilitate the dialogue between the infrastructure managers and the grinding companies, thanks to a unified evaluation of the performance. For that, what needs to be done? We will do a preliminary study to identify the situations where the annoyance occurs. And then we will relate the rail roughness to the annoyance through the oralization of different situations and hearing tests. And finally, we will define the indicator and write an IRS. IRS stands for International Railway Solution. That's the way the UIC call their guidelines. And in the second work package, the aim will be to write technical guidelines for the onboard measurement of the rail roughness. And this will help to facilitate the implementation of onboard monitoring systems in the countries, and also to provide a common reference to help the comparability between the measurements among the countries. So what needs to be done? We will document the existing systems, and we will use the existing knowledge to propose a technical guidelines. So that much about our project proposal. Now I would like to say a word about the situation of the working group within the international context. So in blue, you can see UIC relevant organizational units, the noise and vibration sector, the track expert group, and the train track interaction group. And in yellow, you see the CEN CC256 railway applications working group. So you have the working group 3, railway acoustics, and the working group 50, monitoring and treatment of rails. And we are planning to have contact persons from each working group to ensure a good coordination between the working groups. And our next steps, we will continue on the UIC project within the opt-in process. And we will also, in parallel to that, continue the roundtable discussions on the following topics. the roughness behavior and influence factors, the indicators, the impact of the rail grinding on noise, and the prevention of roughnessing. Thank you very much for your attention.